So, my name is Maria Schmitz. Today we're going to look at the long climb to intercultural competence. The hero is Milton Bennett, an American sociologist who created the developmental model of intercultural sensitivity known as the DMIS. The conflict is a need for intercultural sensitivity, which prompted Patrick Schmidt's book Understanding German and American Business Styles, and which is the ability to make judgments in a culturally appropriate way. The message is that sophisticated theory generates powerful applications that can be truly transformative. Intercultural competence is a mixture of a wide range of disciplines and is very often oversimplified. It is a mixture of anthropology, sociology, psychology, but also of education and linguistics. 60 odd years ago, no one could have imagined the significance of this topic. However, the need for it has become a daily occurrence due to globalization, of course, and the advent of the social media. Milton Bennett's developmental model of intercultural sensitivity, more commonly known as the DMIS, is a remarkable explanation of what the mind does when confronted with intercultural difference. Each stage indicates a particular perceptual mode and behavior. The model helps to recognize the underlying orientation towards cultural difference, make predictions about people's behavior in order to tailor training that facilitates development. Intercultural communication is not unique in supposing there's some kind of shift necessary to appreciate someone else's experience. In certain types of therapy, says Bennett, the level of intensity demands a bigger act of empathy on the part of the therapist than does everyday communication. And even leadership is related to context shifting. People at Harvard Leadership Initiative call it contextual intelligence, the ability to be aware of context and to shift. So Dr. Bennett says that intercultural competence is an operationalization of shifting consciousness. That is, simply put, it is about your ability to shift consciousness, switch codes, etc. The model therefore looks at ethnocentrism and ethno-relativism, whereby the former makes us regard our cultures as the best. A big word for something rather simple. Our familiarity with our own culture gives a sense of superiority and a little bit of negative response when something happens that's different. This all makes it sound very intellectual, but in fact, if we play along, it can be truly transformational. The further along the developmental continuum that we travel, the more we look for resolutions. We become distrustful of our gut reactions if we think they could be ethnocentric. So let's start by honestly answering the following questions. Do you recognize yourself in any of the following statements? So, are you the type of person who says, with my experience, I can be successful anywhere? Or business is business the world over? Or, as long as they speak English, there is no problem? Or do you recognize yourself in the saying, we built the company, we understand it best? Or I'm embarrassed by my compatriots, so I spend time with host nationals? Or women, Asians, and gays can't do that. They're not clever enough. Or perhaps you say things like, I don't see any differences, race, gender, culture, we're all just people. Or maybe you even say, customs differ, but when you really get to know people, we all value the same things. Or to get along in another culture, just be yourself, authentic and honest. Then again, perhaps you say things like, more difference means more creative ideas. Or I always try to study new culture before I go there. Or perhaps I know my boss and I have very different life experiences, but we're learning to work together. Or maybe you are the person who says, I'm going to change my approach and see if I can't be more effective. I can maintain my values and behave in culturally appropriate ways. Or even, I want to communicate not in the way I feel is respectful, but so that the person I'm talking to feels respected. Or do you rather say, I'm most comfortable when I'm bridging differences between the cultures I know? Or whatever the situation, I can usually look at it from a variety of cultural points of view. Or in a transcultural company, everyone needs to have a transcultural mindset.